All right, today we're going to unbox, assemble, and test this outdoor TV antenna from Multicomp Pro. This model has lots of elements, 16 elements to be exact, and is built for the high VHF and UHF TV bands, covering RF channels 7 through 36. Assembly is fairly simple. The antenna comes in two pieces, but they are linked together by the coax cable, which runs right through the middle of the boom, and that is due to the specific design style of this antenna. Once you lay the antenna out, go ahead and unfold all of the elements carefully, and then join the two halves of the boom together. Those connect with 4 screws, and after that it's simply a matter of adding in this little strain relief at the end of the boom for the coax cable, and you're done. Size-wise, I'd call this a medium outdoor antenna. The boom is 50 inches in length. The widest elements at the back are 35 inches, and despite its length, it's extremely lightweight. The build quality is very good. The double boom keeps things nice and rigid. All of the elements are either installed right through or tightly riveted to the boom. There's also a heavy-duty mast clamp on the back. Overall, very well built. This style of antenna is known as a log periodic design. One of the big giveaways is how the elements alternate along the boom. And this type of antenna has a wide frequency spectrum. In this case, this one is made for high VHF and UHF TV channels 7 through 36. And there are many active elements on this antenna, meaning that probably most or all of these elements are tied to the coax cable. That's why it runs right through the boom, to tie all these elements together. This style of antenna is very good at receiving signals within its prescribed bandwidth, and also very good at rejecting signals outside of its prescribed bandwidth. So when we put this up on a mast, I don't think it's going to do a very good job of picking up the low VHF stations in my area, channels 2 and 4. We'll have to see. And following my normal testing routine, this antenna is on a mast 17 feet in the air, facing the direction of my local broadcast towers. All of the stations in my area broadcast on the VHF band, RF channels 2, 4, and 9, and transmit with low power levels, 1.2 and 4.5 kilowatts. Let's go inside and check the signal strength. So these signal results are really not a huge surprise. RF channel 9 here, TVO, with a very strong signal in the 80s and even getting up into the 90s. This antenna is definitely dialed in for channel 7 through 36. And looking at RF channel 4 now, that signal is down in the low 40s, barely above the threshold of dropping out. And RF channel 2 would not come in at all. Other antennas I've tested with similar sized elements have been able to receive low VHF channels 2 and 4 very well, but with this being a log periodic design, the antenna simply filters out any signals that are not part of its reception bandwidth, and as has been the case with other log periodics I've tested, the results have been almost identical. If you don't need low VHF reception, this log periodic antenna from Multicomp Pro should provide good gain on the stations that most channels broadcast on nowadays, high VHF and UHF channels 7 through 36.